One of the most remarkable things about the people in the current administration is they have an uncanny ability to confidently invent a reality that simply does not exist by any objective measure. And they deliver it in a way that seems as though they know what they're talking about. I'm going to give you one example. Here is UN Ambassador Mike Waltz. That's his latest role after he was pushed out of the last one in the Trump administration. Here is what he said about the Iranian regime, Iranian leadership, etc., right now, and just try to evaluate whether we have any reason to believe what he's saying is true.
Been quiet after we bombed the hell out of them last year. And the Iranian regime is absolutely desperate. I think no president has ever negotiated from such a position of strength. And the final piece, not Obama, not Biden, had a credible military option on the table that the Iranians have seen loud and clear that they're going to use. So all of those
environment,
all of those. Let's give this a chance. But
and I've said that many times. These things take time. I mean, the fall of the Berlin Wall took time, and the chips are falling for Iran in a number of very constructive ways. And we get information so quickly now. So I think everybody weighs in every step.
That's what it is. We're getting information so quickly that people might wrongly think this is not going so well. What Mike Waltz lays out and what Martha McCallum, the Fox anchor, kind of helps him do sounds really cool, I guess, if you're a Fox viewer, but it ignores reality. Do we care about reality or don't we? And a lot of these people don't. If you are Iran right now, you don't just negotiate based on military capability. We know that we have the stronger military. Now, that being said, Iran's military is not something to laugh at, but we have the stronger military. There's no question. But you don't just negotiate on that. You do have to negotiate based on political leverage. And right now, Iran has at least two reasons to think that time is on their side. And they are unfortunate for the United States. It doesn't bring me pleasure to say this, but this was an optional war that Donald Trump chose to execute. The first point of leverage for Iran is that the midterm elections are just months away. And Republicans are worried that the Iran war is politically toxic because it is. Polling has shown support for the war is very weak. And Republican lawmakers are understandably nervous about how this Iran war could affect their own chances of reelection. Can they hold the House? Can they hold the Senate? And the timing of this is unfortunate for Trump because we signed the letter. It's a beautiful letter, which starts the 60-day period of negotiation. After 42 hours of negotiation, J.D. Vance left Switzerland because he's like, this isn't really going too far. The Iranian negotiators walked out because Trump threatened to bomb them. And all of a sudden, Iran is in a position where they would be thinking, hold on a second, 60 days would put us somewhere around August 19th. I think that's when the 60 days started. Within weeks of August 19th, Americans are going to start early voting, vote by mail and early voting for the midterms. Does Trump really want to go back into an unpopular war starting just weeks before voting starts? No, that is something Republicans definitely don't want Trump to do. That gives Iran leverage because of the timing. Secondly, Congress has become a pressure point. Just this week, there was this very kind of ugly public fight between Donald Trump and Republican senators over the Iran war. And the Senate voted with, I think it was 4. It's sort of been gutted. Like it never really had teeth, but the PR point is the point. I believe 4 Republicans joined Democrats. Fetterman didn't vote with Democrats. And then 2 senators were missing, something like that, right? To say, that's it. No more of this Iran war. And Trump was furious. And he goes, these rhinos and blah, 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 blah. And even after huge pressure from Trump, that's the way they voted. And so now Congress and the Senate is becoming a pressure point for Trump. That is also leverage from Iran. So think, if you are Iran, why would you rush to make any concessions today if you're analyzing that Trump could be even weaker in 2 months? After the 60 days, if it starts getting into Trump said he was going back in if we didn't come to a deal. If you're Iran, and I hate to say it because I despise these outrageous authoritarian theocratic regimes, I don't think Iran should have a nuclear weapon, all this stuff. I'm just being realistic. If you're Iran, why are you going to rush to make a deal today? You might be dealing with a far more diminished Trump come the end of summer. Why would you negotiate from a position of panic when the United States and Trump are facing domestic pressure and it's getting very difficult here at home? It doesn't mean that Iran has the upper hand or are winning or are even in a good position, but it is a reality that Trump is not negotiating from a uniquely unmatched position of strength that is just incredible. And negotiations don't happen in vacuums. Politics and public opinion and congressional pressure, election calendars, all of this stuff affects the way that this goes. And Mike Waltz is just not describing reality. I'm sure that what Mike Waltz is describing is what they would love to have as a situation. I'm sure that what Mike Waltz is describing is what they would love voters to believe is going on, but it is not what's going on. Iran is not seemingly desperate. If Iran were desperate, they would be behaving very differently. Trump is the one constantly declaring victory. We won this war like 40 times at this point, and all of it betrays anxiety and lack of confidence, not the certainty that you're winning and you're doing the right thing. And one of Trump's biggest negotiating weaknesses has always been he's obsessed with announcing quickly. And this is potentially a third point of leverage for Iran. Trump has announced that he won so many times that also would be a reason not to go back into this war. And that puts Iran in a pretty strong position. You see the elections, you see the congressional vote, you see that Trump is already trying to get all of the political benefit of announcing the win. And we've seen these mistakes before. We've seen them in past presidents. We've seen them before with Donald Trump. Just because we are militarily superior, and we are, doesn't mean that we are superior in negotiating. These are related things, but it's not all one thing. One other thought about this. There's an irony that by going on TV, as Mike Waltz did, and insisting that the other side is desperate, you're trying to shape public perception here more than you are trying to actually move forward the negotiations. And ask yourself, if Iran were truly negotiating from weakness, as the administration claims, why is there still a struggle to get the deal done? They would be desperate to sign right away. So viewers are going to keep being told this sort of stuff. Hopefully people can see through it. And there is a real risk that if this extends into closer to the election, it is going to backfire dramatically for Republicans, which I would love to see. Most VPN companies sell privacy the way that diet pills sell confidence. A lot of marketing, not much proof. But the thing is that your data is constantly being tracked. That is why I like our sponsor, Private Internet Access. It is a VPN that is different because they've proven multiple times in court they are not logging your activity. When authorities have said, turn over the logs, they don't have them because they don't keep them. And you can verify that for yourself because of their open source software. They will hide your IP address, encrypt your connection, protect your data, let you access content not always available in your region. It's easy to use. You turn it on with one click and that's it. You forget about it. Use it on unlimited devices with a single account, phone, tablet, TV, gaming console. Choose from servers in more than 91 countries, and it is optimized for lightning fast streaming and downloads. Right now, you can get 83% off. That's just $203 a month, plus 4 extra months for free at piavpn.com/Pakman. The link is in the description.